Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. The video I've got for you today is different ways that I like to save money in and around the homestead, particularly in the garden. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Another way I like to save money is to save my own seeds. Loads of us do it, I know, and it's actually so satisfying, and it just gives me so much pleasure. And also, I know I'm getting the freshest possible seed to sow next year. And obviously, there's the fact that it's adapting to my area, my climate, the soil, you know, all those things that are really important. I'm getting good seed. So some of the things I've done this year are, so far, what I do is I like to have them on trays, or I have these baskets, and I like to dry things out in these baskets because it gives a good airflow. So I find that really useful. But some of the seeds I've got are, these are some Greek gigantes beans, some Jacob's cattle. These are my favourite bean of all time. I just absolutely love them. Here they are. And I think I've mentioned this before, but not only do we eat them, we sow them, but my children like to play with them. They're so tactile, and it's funny because a lot of the time I have them drying on this side here, and as people walk past, they just fondle the beans. It's just a really sensory experience. So that's a couple of the beans. I've got some borlotti beans. I've got blauhide or blauhide, I think they're called. I've got golden gate. I love these beans. They're a yellow flat bean, and they were so tasty. What else have I got? Cornflowers, calendula. These are some runner beans. Oh, I'll add these ones to it. So I've got some runner beans in here. I'm just going to add the ones I've just picked and pop them in here to make sure they dry. I've still got a handful of the seed that Saron over at So Grow and Cook gave me. These are the Welsh onion seeds. I've done 2 sowings of those, and they've all come up, I mean, absolutely amazingly, the fastest anything's ever grown. So whatever she's got over there in Wales, well, we need some of it here. I've got some hollyhock seeds. We've got so many hollyhocks here. I think they just, I don't know, they just seem to do really well. So I love to save those. What else? I have got, oh, I did this the other day. I've got some sweet pea seeds. I literally just harvested these the other day, and I'll be sowing these very soon. And in here, I've got echinops. It's got stuck. And, oh, I forget what this is called. I've completely forgotten. It's a gorgeous flower. If I remember, I'll stick it up here, but I literally can't remember. It's got a beautiful scent, and I use it I use it in flower arrangements because I love making flower arrangements, and I just give them to all sorts of people. And then in here, I picked a dill plant the other day, and I thought I'd just chuck it in here. And as you can hear, the seeds are all falling off. So I've got that in there. What's in here? This is some more. Oh, these are last year's Jacob's cattle that we're just getting to the end of, just in here. And I think that's all I've got for the moment. But if you look at what I've got there, what that would cost me in the shops. I mean, because I don't know about you, but bean seeds are so expensive. And let's say 2 or 3, I don't know, what are things these days? About £3 for a packet of seed. And a lot of the time you want more than 1 packet sometimes. But I've got all of these. That's, with all the seeds I've saved, I truly believe I've saved easily £50 just from seed I've saved. So it really is something that you should do. So this is my strawberry bed, new. I only did this the other day. Martha bought 3 strawberry plants earlier in the year, and they've put out so many runners, and I've taken those runners and planted them all up in here and put some in pots, and I've got about 100 strawberry plants from it. I literally can't believe it. I am so chuffed to bits. And talking of that, I also divided up some of my chive plants the other day, and they're already taking. So I've got 2, 4, 6, I've got about 10 chive plants from a couple of chives. So I'm really pleased with that. It's such a good time to divide plants. It really is something that we should all give a go. I've got loads for myself. And look, just down here at all of these forget-me-nots. They're growing in amongst the leeks. So I'm going to be pulling those out and putting them around the garden just where I want them. So I also created this bed the other day. We have chucked on some straw, leaves, grass, bits of compost, and so this will be allowed to rot down over the winter time, and we'll just top it up with some compost in the spring and it'll be good to go. So it's a really satisfying process. So I've got some runner beans here, and I don't know if you can just see up here, I'm saving these for seeds. So here we go, some of my beans. They weren't that great this year, but there we go. I've got some bean seeds. Some of the other seeds that I'm sowing are here. I'm saving honesty seeds. Now they're in these little papery things, so I'll be saving some of those. Oh. And just behind it is the echinops. I have taken some seed heads from elsewhere in the garden. I'll be saving those. And another thing I like to do to help with the overall budget is I like to keep chicken food to grow. And there are a couple of things in this garden that the chickens go absolutely crazy for. One of them, just spin it around a bit. One of them, if I can get it, are the sunflower heads. Chickens go crazy for sunflowers, and so I give them a sunflower head each day. I didn't grow as many this year, unfortunately, so I must do up that again next year. The chickens go absolutely crazy for this stuff. They are literally like drug addicts when I let them out. They race each other to this bush. It's hilarious, and you see them jumping up and down to it. It's so funny. So this is another one. If you can just see here, these are my lettuce seeds. It's down here. I'm going to save the seeds of these and add it to my collection of lettuce seeds. I do have a funny story about this, which I will tell you in just a moment. So the lettuce seed story. I have some cornflowers. Now there is a bit of a story behind my cornflowers, and I will tell you about those one day, but not in this video. Anyway, I gave them to a colleague at work, and she was chuffed to bits to get these cornflowers. And then, I don't know, a few months later, she sent me a text saying, you know those cornflowers you gave me? Well, have a look. And they were lettuce seeds. Somehow I'd muddled them up, or Martha had, because we were doing them together, and she'd got some lettuce seeds. These are, I think these ones are Little Gem. I think I'd given her cos, but these are Little Gem. So I will be saving these. So just make sure you label them properly. So I took the chives just out of here. They were in this old cattle trough. I've got a couple more there. This has done really well, actually. This has got some strawberries, and I had chives in there. Perfect. But I'm going to replant some of the chives in there. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, from a rather beautiful evening here in Norfolk. Bye.